Hello, welcome to SoGoodReviews.com and SleazyKvideo.com, and we continue to cover the Taiwan movies that IFD released. And this is Deadly Darling, released in 1985 by IFD, and it was the retitle of female director Yang Chia-yun's 1981 rape revenge thriller The Lady Avenger, and this was released intact without any ninja footage spliced into it. And the first half of Yang's movie is undeniably effective despite much on-the-nose social commentary and melodrama. Really ambitious. But the second basic revenge set piece half is less involving. But no doubt though, Yang Chia-yun comes at the genre with a neat perspective of pushing hard but not in the areas you might expect. Yang Chia-yun seems to channel Taiwan at a time where products are sold through sex, and those being the picture of them, and objects of desire therefore, have themselves to blame if men are attracted to the point where the rapist and sadist comes out. And this is obviously terrible and very bleak view of the world, but probably not unfair. And Yang obviously do feature various rape scenes and violence, but across the board she gets her effect by doing less than you might think. And among other things, this has to do with the almost 0% nudity in the film. The first rape, for instance, doesn't go on for long, but elements of actor Walun's character forcing Carol's head underwater and violating her on the shore of that water is pretty much in-your-face gritty depiction of this heinous act, despite going on for a very short period of time. And more distressing is the aftermath, and we as viewers feel disgust about the cynicism of this world as well. And it may be played very melodramatically and hugely on the nose, but there's no shortage of gasps in an audience. Those having been violated are being abandoned by their partners just to save face as well. And eventually, when the movie switches to Siu-Fan, an effect is achieved through her performance, especially after the humiliation and terror she's put through by the multiple men raping her. This distressing situation that she's a part of takes place amidst muddy waters at a construction site, the bottom floor of a construction site, that adds to this ugliness more than an extended rape with nudity would. And guess what? Writer-director Yang never shows Wendy being raped. You have the effect when you look at Siu-Fan looking completely lost and blank in her Italian body, and that just speaks volumes when Siu-Fan shows this destruction in her entire being. And Deadly Darling hits so many buttons right, despite unsubtle ways of getting there. And it's a bit of a shame that the second half is merely a revenge set piece after the other, as Yang's seriousness before doesn't quite flow well with this second half. But there's some great scenarios with Siu-Fan catching weak men at a slaughterhouse, a gambling den, and out in the woods. And she looks incredibly iconic, especially in the woods, and is really intense. So the complaint stands, but a praise towards the stretches of tough film also stands when you add it all up. And overall, an unusual amount of depth comes through this rape revenge thriller without Deadly Darling or The Lady Avenger feeling pretentious.